Here's some more troubleshooting for anything that you might come across for two at a time. So one of the things that I see very often is when your needles aren't long enough, like mine are barely long enough. This is a 40-inch cable, and I would prefer to have a 47-inch needle. So something that happens is that people accidentally pull their loops too small, like this, so they'll have one really big loop, or moderately big loop in my case, like this, and a really small loop, so small that the loop either disappears completely, like that, whoops, or it just stretches the yarn out like this. Okay, we don't want that at all. So if the loop disappears completely, just go ahead and find it again, count half your stitches, and there may be a little bit of a separation like that you can see easily. Bend your cable and just pull the loop out again, and pull it until both loops are the same size. Like that. So with a 47-inch needle, it is very rare that that will happen. A 40-inch needle, you're going to be losing your loops sometimes. So another thing that I see people doing a lot is this. They accidentally pull this needle and this needle, and then they have something that looks like this. Now, this is not something I've showed you before. It's not ready position and it's not anything else, right? You're halfway in between your socks and you've got these empty needles. So what happens if you see something like this? If you're like, wait a minute, where am I, right? So if you see your needle tips, the first thing that you need to do is push your stitches wherever they are up onto your needle tips like that, and bring your two socks or whatever you're knitting close together like this. Then you can see, aha, I'm not in ready position, right? I mean, I don't have two needles like this, so I must be halfway through my round. So how do you know which way through your round? Go ahead and look at your working yarn. You can see I just finished this because I've got, let me bring it to the front here. I've got working yarn attached to the front needle here on my right side. I just knitted that stitch. There it is. In contrast, look at this other sock. I've got yarn coming off the back needle, which means it's sort of in ready position for the second sock. Yarn's coming off the back needle, I'm ready to knit this. So I just finished that, there it is, and I'm ready to knit this. So if your yarn is attached to the needle, go ahead and put it on the right hand side. You can see that this doesn't look right. With the cable facing towards you, that doesn't look right at all. So with the needles in front of you and your stitches pushed up onto the tips of the needles, this is the one that you're ready to knit. And there, you shouldn't get turned around at all.